Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about the first 48 hours. So as you guys know, I told everything leading up to when I gave birth. So now I'm going to talk about what happened the day of and the day after. So I was able to see Carson shortly after surgery. So I woke up from surgery, his dad was there, and I think right from there I got wheeled back. So after surgery, we went back and saw Carson. Didn't know what I was getting myself into, had no idea what he was gonna look like, what was gonna be in the room, where it was, nothing. So I go in and I see my son for the first time, and he is the most perfect human being I've ever seen in my entire life. And I just remember looking at him and thinking, like, wow, I made that. Like, we made that person. Like, this is our son. I don't know. It's just a feeling like no other. So yes, he was tiny, as some may say. I always say that he's big. So when I first saw him, yes, he was the size of a 24-weeker. He was 1 pound, 4 ounces, 11.6 inches long. He was intubated at the time. He had an umbilical line, which is a central line that goes through his belly button. So he had an umbilical line which goes directly through his belly button. So part of the umbilical cord is still on. So they somehow run the umbilical line through that. So that's how he was getting his nutrition, his TPNs, his lipids, anything else they could possibly give him. I didn't know much about the terminology and everything then. I have learned a lot along the way. That'll be for another video. So after I got to see him, I think maybe they took me to my room. I'm not too sure. I don't really remember. And I just remember a lot of family being there. And I had to stay in bed because of the medications I was on. And I had a catheter and everything. So I believe that was the only time I saw him the day he was born. It was right after I gave birth. So I was on a morphine drip, and I believe I was probably still on magnesium until the following day. So the following day, and then, so I wanted to breastfeed. So I hand expressed the first day. I think I hand expressed the second day. Started using the breast pump the second day. The nurses were amazing. Like, it was like clockwork. I don't remember, it was probably every 2 hours they would come in, remind me I need to pump, help hand express me, because I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew my boobs were engorged, and they helped me. In the beginning, you have colostrum. I had colostrum probably for the first 3 days, 2-3 days, and then my milk came in pretty strong. We were very lucky. So then the following day, so Saturday, was when Carson had his primary care nurse came on. So Lynn became his primary care nurse. She is an amazing human being. And I remember going down to see him a couple times. One time I went down to see him. So Mother Baby told me that I would be able to go down and hold him. I think I went down around like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I got down there and they told me I couldn't hold him. And I just remember getting really upset, but they weren't communicating. Mother Baby and the NICU weren't communicating with each other. So Mother Baby essentially didn't know what they were talking about. So I wasn't able to hold him until night shift. Future me again. So I just also wanted to touch on holding him. So when I was able to hold him the day after he was born, it was the most amazing thing in the world to feeling like no other, and he was able to be out for an hour. I was able to do skin to skin for an hour the night after he was born. And I also want to touch on the fact that after surgery, I was so swollen. So there's a few pictures in here. I was ridiculously swollen. I was swollen for an entire week after I gave birth, just because of all the fluids and everything they pumped me with. But the first day, or the day after, I just remember asking one of the nurses in Mother Baby, so when can I take him home? Like, is he coming home with me? I didn't know anything. I had no idea. And they just looked at me and they were like, no, it's going to be a long time before he can come home. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, all right. Like, I think my reaction was mainly because of all the drugs I was on, and also just me not knowing literally anything. I didn't even know, like I said, I didn't even know if a 24-weeker could survive before having him. So the second day, so I don't know if you guys have heard of the honeymoon phase, and I believe it's the first week or two is the honeymoon phase. So it's kind of when everything goes well, and then all of a sudden something goes wrong. So he had a pretty great honeymoon phase. And at 2 weeks was when things started taking a turn for the worst. But that'll be for another video. But the first 6 weeks of his life, I didn't talk to anyone. There was only a very tiny group of people who knew that I gave birth. Just because I wasn't ready to talk to anyone. I wasn't ready to look anything up. I remember the first thing I was able to eat the following day. I wasn't able to eat the day that I gave birth, but the following day, they told me I could have Jell-O. I think it was cherry Jell-O. That was like the only thing I could have. I was so excited. There's these pictures of me and my teeth are all red from eating cherry Jell-O. Saturday, people came in, they gave flowers, they brought balloons, they brought gifts. I appreciate everything. Thank you guys so much. It truly means a lot. My best friend gave me this necklace, which is his birthstone, and I had absolutely no idea what his birthstone was going to be, so when she told me that, I was really excited. She also gave me some receiving blankets. We got stuffed animals. We got outfits for him. We got so much stuff. And with him being so small at the time, he wasn't able to wear clothes. He wasn't able to wear clothes until he was about close to 3 months old, was when he started wearing clothes. And then on Sunday, a few girlfriends of mine came over. They brought me a pillow, they brought me a blanket, they brought me socks. I still have the pillow and blanket in my living room. Future me again. I'm editing. I'm laying on the couch, actually using the blanket and the pillow under there that my girlfriends gave me on Sunday. Thanks again, guys. The socks were super comfy. I wore them around the hospital. I literally walked around the hospital 100% of the time only wearing hospital socks. Yeah, hospital socks in the robe. My mom and dad gave me a robe. They also went and bought me two nursing bras, like the hands-free nursing bras. Or the hands-free pumping bras, not nursing bras. So those have saved my life over the past 7 months today. You gonna stand up? Okay, you can stand up. Whoop, now we're down. So the first 48 hours is scary. But like I said, you have a lot of medications, so you really don't know what's going on, and it's really the first week that you really start to grasp like what's actually going on with your baby's condition. He was intubated for I think only 2 weeks-ish in the beginning. which means he had a breathing tube. So the machine was breathing for him, but when he was born, when he came out, he was crying. The nurse practitioner did tell me he was crying. He was crying and he was kicking and he was a wiggle worm. So he definitely wanted to be here, and we definitely wanted him to be here. Yeah. Oh, my stupid boy. So that's about it for the first 48 hours. But the next video that goes up will probably be a 2-month update of him being home. So today he is 7 months old, but he's been home for 2 months, just about 2 months. It'll be 2 months on the 12th. So it'll be an update of everything that's happened at home, and then I also am going to update you guys and do, hey, I'm also going to update you guys and do, like the first 2 weeks, so what happened the first 2 weeks during that, like, honeymoon phase. So if you guys want to stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, like my video, leave a comment below just asking any questions, letting me know what your thoughts are, and you have a great day, and we will see you in the next video. We will see you in the next video. Hi guys, I'm laying down editing the video right now, and I just want to say, for any moms who are going through the NICU journey right now, everything will be okay. Have faith. Love your child. Hold your child. Buy things for your child. Ask questions. Like, you truly got this. Like, you are stronger than you think. If you're breastfeeding, keep going. If you can't, that's okay too. Just love your child. Hold your child. Skin to skin is so important. Let your child know that you are there. Be there as much as you can. And if you can't go every day, that's okay. There's no problem with skipping a couple days, but try to be there as much as possible, because your child will thrive off of you being present. And you guys got this. So if you need anything, do not hesitate to message me on here on Instagram. If you have any questions or need any advice, you are strong. Keep that in mind. And thank you for watching, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. See ya.